Y'all ever hear of a country going to war with birds? Not symbolically, like actual machine guns versus beaks? Well, welcome to Australia, 1932. This is the story of the Great Emu War, where the government pulled up with guns and still got clapped by a flock of flightless birds. Let's go. So boom, it's 1932. Australia's just come out of World War I, and the economy is limping through the Great Depression. To help soldiers who'd returned from the war, the government gave them farmland to grow wheat and rebuild the nation. Sounds good, right? Fresh start. Honor the vets. Get that bread, literally. But there's a problem. First, wheat prices were trash. The government said, we'll help, then didn't. Then, as if things weren't bad enough, out of the dust and heat of Western Australia came 20,000 emus. Big, fast, feathered chaos goblins. Why? Because emus migrate after breeding season, and the land looked like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Fields, gone. Fences, gone. Hope, dwindling. These birds were like, yo, this wheat looking scrumptious. And the farmers were like, what in the dinosaur is this? The farmers couldn't handle it. They tried scaring the birds off. Didn't work. They tried herding them away. The emus laughed. They begged the government for help, and the government, bless them, said, don't worry, we got you. Enter Major G.P.W. Meredith, a decorated war vet. He rolled up with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo. They even brought a camera guy to document the victory. Like, they thought this would be a cute little bird battle. Spoiler alert, it was not. They posted up near a big group of emus. Thousands of them. All right, boys, this is it. Line them up. The birds stood there like, bet. Then someone coughed, or maybe blinked wrong, and the birds scattered like roaches in a rave. The soldiers opened fire, sprayed over 2,000 bullets, and only dropped like 10 birds. Emus were dipping, dodging, weaving. Olympic sprinters with feathers. One bird took 5 bullets and still ran off like it was late for work. Okay. First round didn't go so well, but Major Meredith wasn't giving up. They tried putting the gun on a truck so they could chase the birds. Smart, right? Wrong. The truck couldn't keep up on the bumpy terrain. The gun kept jamming. The birds kept bouncing. At one point, the truck hit a hole, the gun flew up, and the emus just turned around and were like, is y'all good? Meanwhile, the soldiers were eating dust and depression. Even the gun was like, I ain't wasting bullets on cardio chickens. Now, remember that camera guy? Yeah. He caught the L in HD, word got out. Papers were like, Australian Army loses to emus. Birds outrun bullets. Emus, the new superpower. Public was clowning. Parliament was embarrassed. Farmers were furious. And the emus, still munching wheat. Eventually, after using up thousands of rounds for barely 1% success, the government called it quits. They called back the army, declared the operation a bust. Australia officially took the L. But the emus didn't stop. So farmers got smarter. They started putting bounties on emus, pay per head. And that actually worked. No fancy machines, no military, just local shooters doing target practice for cash. Over time, that helped control the population more effectively, but the damage was already done. The wheat losses were massive, the fences were wrecked, and Australia's pride, still somewhere in the bush, being laughed at by birds. To this day, the Emu War remains one of the wildest military operations ever attempted. No one died, except pride and a couple birds. No territory was won, unless you count wheat fields. But the story, legendary. It's a reminder that sometimes brute force ain't the answer, that sometimes nature just doesn't care about your rank or your bullets, and sometimes emus just built different. So next time you feel like life's out of control, like you're losing to something ridiculous, just remember, at least you're not the Australian Army in 1932, getting folded by oversized chickens on crack. This has been Lost Knowledge, where truth hits harder than your ex's last message. Like, share, and drop a comment.